All right, so with everything that comes to life, you kind of just try, fail, try, fail. You don't really learn things overnight. It takes time. Well, one of the things that I learned through my lovely mini repertoire of travels is never be too stuck into one thing. With that being said, is whenever you're researching, make sure you keep in mind the distances of things, because that's one of the things I learned the hard way. Is you could sit there and get so excited about planning that you want to have all these things on your itinerary that you don't realize, hey, they're 30 to 45 minutes away. They're like from A to point B. It's a 40-minute walk or a 40-minute drive. So whenever you're planning and creating your itinerary, don't get too excited where you're just trying to jumble so much stuff into your itinerary that you don't realize that, hey, we only have 8 hours in a day. Most of that's travel time. Speaking from experience, I did that little major big mistake when I went to Washington, D.C. There is so much to do in Washington, D.C. And even though we had a week, you have to keep in mind that there's open and close times. So with that being said, I was planning for us to do these 40-minute train rides without realizing that, wow, by the time we get there, we've wasted so much time. So of course, with that being said, with distancing, you have to cut some things out and be more realistic. Another thing to keep in mind is keeping your options open. That being said, for attractions as well as hotels and Airbnbs, we did not really have an open mind in regards to that. We just kept saying, oh, we want to be close to the National Mall. Yeah, we had a great hotel, but we had to sit there and transport by train, at least a 20-minute train ride every single day. Now, with that being said, when we went to Boston and Salem, Massachusetts, we did have to lift into the city. But with that being said, we had process eliminated through the hotels and Airbnbs and found just the best one that worked for our budget, as well as what we wanted to do and what we wanted to experience. And in the end, we got this great Airbnb in Everett, Massachusetts. Another fail that I realized that I did in the past, and I'm still working on trying to nail it more precisely, is having a clear and set budget. One of the things I did again with 2 trips of mine, I did not learn after the first time, when I went to Orlando, Florida to Universal Studios, I didn't have a set budget. I just said, you know what, me and my fiance were gonna go have fun at Universal Studios. Let's just do what we want. With that being said, we spent way too much money. We barely spent money on food. We went souvenir extremely happy. No regrets, of course. No regrets. But if I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't exactly have spent over maybe $300 on souvenirs. And we only spent we were out there about 4 days. We only spent like $30 on food. Yeah, you do the math on what happened on that trip. That happened again in Washington, D.C. I went out and I said, I'm going to take my whole paycheck to Washington, D.C. And I did the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's go see that. Oh, let's do this. Let's buy that. Let's eat this. Let's drink this. And then guess what? Right before I went back home, I almost had to go into savings. And it was a catastrophe. But going into Boston, I was doing a little bit better. I didn't exactly go over budget. I actually brought a lot of money home because I sat. All right, and lastly, packing for location without what ifs, backups, or with any consideration to the weather. I've done that about 2 times as well. Now, in regards to the weather, you can't really track the weather to perfection. You really can't. So always bring like a rain jacket, especially if you're traveling during the summer. A lot of people don't think to bring jackets. I know I haven't in about 3 times. But bringing a rain jacket, poncho, an umbrella could be a lifesaver. Another thing is, sometimes you think, oh, I'm gonna dress cute and wear these frilly outfits, and then it's like humid and sticky and gross. Always pack backups. That's another thing I'm still trying to figure out is, You know, you never know how you're truly going to feel until you're actually on the trip. And you might think, oh, I could wear this outfit and sweat it out, work it out. But then you get on your trip, you spend 2 days trying to, dress really frilly and cute and match it perfectly. And then you're just feeling sticky and just not comfortable. And you're like, man, I should have brought shorts and a t-shirt. So go ahead and pack those shorts and t-shirts. Go ahead and pack those sundresses as well. You'll know how you feel after about 20 minutes into your activity or exploration on how you feel and how you're going to do it. Only you know your body. But it doesn't hurt to have backups just in case it's a little bit cold, it's a little bit hot, it's warmer or wetter or more humid or more dry than you expected. But at least you can say, oh, thank God I have this shirt, or yay, I'm glad I packed this instead. So definitely keep those things in mind. Like I said, you get better over time. You get better with each and every trip you take. Into my adulthood, I'm 4 trips in, and I'm learning and mastering certain aspects as we speak. So again, I just hope this bit of information and knowledge helps you with your travel explorations. As always, subscribe.